Oh, Jesus. Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to discuss what to expect after an EY graduate training job application. So, after you've sent in your application for EY recruitment, what are the necessary steps to take, or what are the necessary things to expect? So, in this video, we'll look at 7 key stages in this EY job recruitment. The first thing we are going to discuss is the application acknowledgement. So, for this, you will receive an email confirming that they've received the application. This can be within the first few minutes or hours of sending in your application, or it can, if it takes long, it can be within 5 working days from the time you applied. Then the second is the screening process. This screening process involves automated system to filter. So for this stage, EY reviews your application based on your degrees, your GPA, they also assess your qualification, skills and experience, and check how it relates to the specific program you applied for. So that is what this screening process is all about. The next stage is the online assessment. This online assessment, you will likely be invited to complete one or more online assessments. So this one of them is the aptitude test, where they assess your numerical skills, verbal skills, and or logical reasoning skills. Then you might also be invited for the personality test. This personality test is just to evaluate your work style, your preferences, and how you fit into the EY culture. So the next step in this stage is the is the situational judgment test. So this presents you with realistic work scenarios, and here they expect you to choose the best course of action if those situations were to happen. So that is basically what this online assessment is all about. You might be invited to Yes, you might be invited to complete one or all these online assessment. So also note that the online assessment, it consists 20 questions to answer within 20 minutes. So it's a matter of how fast and how well. How fast can you answer 20 questions in 20 minutes that are correct? That said, next step is the video interview stage, which can be in two forms, where the first one is the pre-recorded answers to questions, or a live interview with a recruiter. So for this video interview, we are not going to talk much about it because we've already written an article. It's on our website. This is the link. You can copy the link to the blog post on our website. So in this article, we discuss the questions to expect during the video interview, how you can set up your the, the area for your video interview, and lastly, um, we also talked about what to do during the video interview. Stuff like trying to maintain eye contact, ensuring that you are in a noise-free zone, and all that. We discussed that in this video, in this blog post. We discussed all that in this blog post. Then the next stage is the in-person interviews, in-person interviews or assessment center. So for the in-person interviews or the assessment center, what this is all about is, so if you are successful in the previous stages, you'll be invited to this particular stage where they your assess you based on two. So if you are successful in the previous stage, you you'll be invited to this next stage, which is about the assessment center or the in-person interviews. So this one of them is the group interviews, where they assess your ability to work with a team, and also your communication and problem solving skills. First, for the group exercises, the next thing you might be assessed on is the individual interviews. So beyond your resume, beyond your CV or application letter, how best can you sell yourself? This is the stage where you go in depth to discuss about your skills, experience, your motivations, and career goals. For this, you might meet the HR or the managers or EY partners. So after this stage, we have the final interview, final interview stage. So these final interviews it depends on factors such as the specific position, the location, and the number of candidates. That is what this final interview is all about. So by the time they assess or they review all the people that applied for each position, the location, and the number of candidates, by the time they finish assessing all that, they will get back to the candidates usually between 1 to 3 weeks. So if you are waiting for them and you've not gotten any feedback within 1 week, within 2 weeks, there's no reason to be agitated. Just wait for the usual 1 to 3 weeks. So after 3 weeks, you will get within 3 weeks rather, you will get feedback from them. So the feedback can be a job offer or a rejection. So if it's a job offer, you need to take it to the next stage, which is the onboarding. This onboarding is only for those that pass through the last stage of, yes, this last stage of job offer or rejection. So if you are accepted, you will receive information about the onboarding, which contains the date you start, the necessary paperwork, and details of the program. So also know that the entire process of recruitment for this EY, it takes a little time. You've seen the stages we've passed through, from the online assessment to the video interviews to the final interviews. And it takes time. So it can last between several months. So one thing you need to do is to be patient and check your emails regularly. So yeah, some key tips or strategies that will make you stand out during the interview, during the whole recruitment process. First things first, you need to be prepared, be 100% prepared. So for this, what are you going to do? The first thing is to research about EY, and also about the specific programs you applied for. Not only that, also practice the aptitude tests and interviews. Practice for the aptitude tests and interviews based on the specific program you applied for, and it's also expect questions from EY. The next thing you can do to stand out during this EY recruitment process is to be professional, to maintain professionalism throughout the application process, including in your emails and also in the way you communicate. So, like I said, the entire process can take several months. That does not mean you should be impolite or be pushy in your that does not mean you should be impolite or unprofessional in your emails and the way you communicate with them. The next thing is to follow up. So if you are thinking that you have waited too long for any feedback in each stage, just follow up with a polite email just to inquire about the status of your application. That is normal. So